project. We doing a D.I.Y 55-gallon tank stand. And what I've done is I have property that I was getting ready to install some cabinets in, and I just took one of the cabinets, painted it black because I like the black wood look. About to use some planks to put a top on it to hold the stand to make sure everything is level and supported. And then I'm going to show y'all where I'm going to put it at in the house with the tank on top of it. And of course, this is going to turn out to be the stand for my 40-gallon. But for right now, we're using it for the 55-gallon because I am going to buy a better stand for my 55. But what I've done is took the doors off, painted the outside and the inside of the doors black, painted the front black and both sides black. I left the back the wood color that it was, and I'm just going to put some planks on top of it that I had left over from my fence. I just cut them down, measured it off. I'll show y'all the finished project when I get done. But yeah, that was step one. And somewhere on here should be a picture of the cabinet from when I first started it. As I said, I'll get y'all some more footage of me doing work. But right now I don't have a tripod, so it's kind of hard to work while holding my tablet in my hand. All right. So I'll see y'all on the next step. All right, so I wanted y'all to see this. I've put my top on, and as you see, it's simply just two planks, and there's a gap in the middle. There's a reason for that. Actually, there is no reason for that. I'm just kind of lazy. And since all I'm doing are adding these planks for support and balance, making sure my tank stays level at all times, I leave that gap in between there. And that's why I wanted you to see it, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add this strip on both ends to cover that little gap right there so that you don't see that from the edge, because of course I don't want that in my house. And then I'm going to add some paint, some black paint to the trim so it all looks like one solid piece in color. And then I am simply, what I do, and I usually try to match, like normally I would have went and found the dark color wood tile to put on top of this, but since I am not going to keep this the way it is, this is just a temporary fix so that I can get my 55-gallon going, because as y'all know, I'm addicted to fish tanks. So I'm trying to help me throw my 55 up, and that's why I said later on this will be the stand for the 45, and when I switch it up, I'm going to switch up the whole top. So right now I'm not putting too much work into it because I know I'm going to tear it apart and redo it anyways. All right, so let me get started on that, and I'll be back, like I say, with the next part, which will be with the top totally put on and right before I put the doors on. I was going to put some legs on this to raise it up a little bit more because I like my tanks high. I'm short, and even though it sounds funny, I like for my fish tanks to be eye level. Even if I do have to get on a step ladder to clean it out and feed them, I still kind of like high fish tanks. So without further ado, with the finished product, as you see, I put some tiles on the top, put my doors back on. I cut a hole in the back so that my wires for my canister filter can go through there, because that is what I'm running on this 55. Just wanted to show y'all real quick how I cut the hole in the back. I added a piece of wood because I had some cosmetic problems. A couple of holes in the back and some deteriorating wood, because this was a old kitchen cabinet, as I said before. See how I added the strips so that it could be closed off and look like one solid piece. And I did not paint the inside. Actually, I'm going to sand the inside down and get ready to do it better later. Like I said, I cut a little hole on the inside just for my wires. We're about to get it set in place. I got to clean it out a little bit still. Then we're going to run in the house, get her set in place, get the tank set inside, but I'm not starting to work on the tank today. That'll be the second video. Hopefully by then I'll have some better cameras to get better footage. Doing, we're about to move the DVD case, which we never use because we never watch DVDs anymore. I don't know who does, but we keep them just in case the world ends. But we're going to be moving this cabinet over to this wall, and we're going to be setting up our 55-gallon right here where the axolotls and the DVDs are stored. There go the other two tanks, which I will be doing a video later on today, cleaning them out and straightening them up because we had a catastrophe in this tank. About 6 of our fish died, all of our tetras, woo woo woo. But we're not tetra people, we're axolotl people, so it was pocket hurting, but we expected to lose them. But no axolotls have passed. Then we got Anakin's tank, which is a mess. They tear stuff up. But later on, we'll be doing a water change and a cleanup for him, updating some of the plants and what's going on with Mr. Anakin, our stud. Yes, sir. All right. Now let's get this moved and get our back with the finished product. As I said, just a little 55-gallon. That is the cabinet that I finished off. The tank still has to be cleaned a lot, but I now have it in place. I'll do a couple of more videos showing y'all us getting that up and running. But once I get that up and running, I'll be able to work more on my 30 and my 20. We got names for the tanks too, but this is just the beginning setup. Okay, look for part 2 to be posted by next week, which will be where I will be filling up and planting my plants in the 55. And as I said, once I get this up and running, I am basically going to take everything out of the 30, be putting it into the 55 and adding more, because we have a theme for this one. It is going to be the Titanic, so it's going to be like a bunch of sunken ships, and that little thing you see in there will be put into the 30, because the theme for the 30-gallon tank is going to be the Dragon's Lair. So we're like gonna have a little castle thing going on with our axolotls acting as our little baby dragons. And then this one will probably always be Anakin's house by itself, as you see the way he's sitting. As I said, it's a mess right now, but I'm gonna post a video of me doing the water change and cleaning it. And this 20-gallon tank is simply going to be called the dog house. And that's baby Anakin off in there right now, just chilling. That's what he does. That's why we're kind of calling it the dog house, because he just chills. And I mean, he'll go one day from this dog house to the other hide. He kind of just sits in there and acts like a dog. And the reason why we say that is because there are 2 African claw-toed frogs in there in a albino chocolate planko. And he kind of acts like a dog whenever they come around his house. He kind of snaps at them and barks until they get away from him. He really doesn't like to be bothered. There goes one of the frogs right there. But as I said, they've all learned to stay away from him because he just doesn't like anybody in his way. So look for the other video posted today, which will be me cleaning out his tank and reshaping it. I had to move it around because he kept getting stuck behind his doghouse. So I'm gonna reorganize that and do full water changes on both tanks today. So get time, look for that the very next video that I'm posting. I'm going to show you the updates on both of those tanks. And we're also going to start doing weekly updates on all of the axolotls until we start breeding, so that you can follow them as they grow. All right, Tank Life, thank you all for paying attention to this small little video. If you get time, hit that like button. Y'all enjoy the rest of the video.